Kauai is incredible, but it's really not the kind of island where you can just show up and wing it. A little planning goes a long way on Kauai, because the trail you came all the way to hike, well, it might be sold out, or the beach you saw all over Instagram, it could be closed because of weather or rough conditions, or maybe it's actually on private property. And the rental car that you thought you would just grab at the airport when you landed, well, there may not be many left. But when you know how to book early, where to stay, and how to plan around Kauai's changing conditions, the whole trip gets a whole lot easier. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii's Best. I'm Brian Murphy, Hawaii destination expert and your personal guide to planning an unforgettable trip to Hawaii. Today we're traveling to Kauai, and I'm talking about when to go, where to stay, what to do, and how to do it all respectfully, of course. In the first link in the show notes below, I included a free Kauai travel guide that goes into more depth. It's a PDF, so you can print it out, do whatever you want with that, or have it up on your phone so you can plan later on as you are in your planning stage. And I just had a conversation with a client on a Hawaii travel consultation, and his name's Jim, and he's planning a trip for him and his wife. They're doing Big Island and Oahu. And we were just talking just about the excitement of planning a trip. There's something that is really exciting about that. So if you're in the middle of planning a trip, totally get it. It's so exciting. And I hope that this episode and the free PDF help you in your planning to be able to make some educated decisions, take out, those second guesses. So Kauai, it's beautiful year round, but if you want to visit during the sweet spot of good weather, fewer crowds, and better prices, well, chances of better prices, you're looking at April, May, September, and early October. I've said it many times before on the podcast, but October is one of our favorite months to visit any of the islands. Now, summer, it gives you long days, warm water, but you're also paying more and sharing the island with more visitors. Winter season brings big surf to the North Shore and more rain, which is stunning, but can close trails. It can limit access to certain areas. And flying to Kauai, it's pretty straightforward. Lihue Airport has flights from the continental U.S., the mainland, and once you land, you get your rental car, and I really can't stress that enough. Public transportation is pretty limited on the island of Kauai. Also, ride shares can get expensive fast, and you really want the freedom to explore at your own pace. Cars book up really fast, especially during peak season, so reserve months in advance. And as I'm talking about rental cars, if you are thinking about driving out to remote spots like Polihali State Park, you definitely want to check your rental contract first. Some companies won't let you take their cars on those rough access roads. Four-wheel drive are typically required for those types of trips. Talking about where to stay, Kauai really has distinct regions, and each one has a completely different vibe. The North Shore, you got Hanalei, Princeville. It's lush, it's stunning, but it does get a lot of rainfall in the winter. But some of the best views are going to be North Shore. It's perfect if you want that remote, dramatic Napali Coast feel, and you don't mind things being a little bit more secluded and a tiny bit more remote. The South Shore, it's anchored by Poipu, and it's sunny most of the year with a lot of life-guarded beaches, calm waters, and family-friendly resorts. We usually stay when we're traveling with family in the Poipu area. The east side, also called the Coconut Coast, gives you central access to both sides of the island, plus you have more dining and more shopping options in that area. And out on the west side near Waimea, it's rugged and adventurous. Over there you have Waimea Canyon, wide open beaches, but limited services out there, so plan accordingly as well. But there's some good eats on the west side as well. For first-time visitors or families, I'd say Poipu or Kapa'a makes a really convenient base. You can't go wrong with either one of those areas. Plenty of options there for resort stays, and those areas give you easy access to the rest of the island without feeling too isolated. If you do make home base, like in Poipu, you want to know that driving up to the North Shore, even though it looks close on a map, it's going to take a while. So drive times can be a thing, especially even on Kauai. All right, so let's talk a little bit about must-see attractions and activities to do. This is kind of where things get really fun. Really, it's hard to talk about Kauai without talking about the Napali Coast. These are the iconic towering cliffs, best seen by boat or helicopter. I prefer boat. I've not ready to get in a helicopter anytime soon, but if that's you, that's going to be an epic way to see the Napali Coast. And if you want to hike, the Kalalau Trail, it requires an entry reservation, and that's through Haena State Park, but they only allow 900 visitors per day. So you want to book early for that. And here's a real-time example of why flexibility matters. As of today, May 11th, the trail and shuttle are actually closed due to high stream levels. This kind of thing does happen. Weather impacts access on Kauai more than most people think, so always check conditions before you go. If you do go on that trail, definitely wear sturdy shoes and do your research. More research than I can get into in this one podcast episode. You want to research that trail and everything to expect. It's not something that you can just wake up and do one morning. So it's something you definitely have to plan for. Now, Waimea Canyon, it is something that you can wake up and just go do, kind of spur of the moment. It's often called the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and it definitely does deliver. It's great. We'll take our kids there, and it doesn't take a lot of time. We don't do a lot of exploring there, but it's a great overlook, pretty easy drive, vibrant reds and greens and lookouts. It's really accessible by car. There are some trails for hikers of all levels, so you want to research some of those trails. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law, they are like the hikers of the family, so they like to get out on the trail. We do too, to an extent, but we're not as diehard. We like the get out and go look, do a little exploring, get back in the car and head on our way. But know that there are trails that you can do some research on and do some further exploring. Now, Kokee State Park's campgrounds are closed for improvements, and that is until spring of 2027. I'll go ahead and drop a link to the article I wrote about that and what to expect. But the hiking trails and picnic areas are still open and worth the visit. For beaches, Kauai has so many good beaches. Poipu Beach is a go-to. I'd say it's like the best family beach in all of Hawaii. I'm going to drop my article below that you can read more about it, but it's like year-round calm waters, lifeguards, clean restrooms, got a playground, and you often spot monk seals or sea turtles just hanging out. Hanalei Bay has those sweeping mountain views. There's great surf up there for professional surfers during the wintertime. Tunnels Beach is unmatched for summer snorkeling with underwater lava tubes and protected reef. Ke'e Beach marks the end of the road and is amazing for sunsets, especially during the summer season. But just beware that surf can be rough during the winter. Anini Beach has shallow, protected waters. It's great for beginners. Ligate Beach Park has rock wall lagoon, perfect for young kids. And Polihale on the west side, miles of golden sand, incredible sunsets, but you do need a four-wheel drive to get there, and you should check road conditions before you head out. I also want to say, as I'm talking about beaches, just because I say something is like family friendly, you always want to watch your kids, even if there's lifeguards. Don't turn your back on the ocean. Always keep an eye on your kids. Be with your kids, especially if you're not strong swimmers. That's just something I just feel the need as a dad to just have to definitely say and put out there. I want to talk a little bit about the rivers and waterfalls and wildlife of Kauai. The Waialua River in particular is the only navigatable river in all of Hawaii. You can kayak or paddleboard up to Uluwaihi Falls, also known as Secret Falls, which is a really cool experience. And Waialua Falls is actually one of our favorite stops because it's one of those quick get out, go explore, come and then get back in the car. It's that 173-foot twin waterfall from Fantasy Island. If you watch it, I don't watch it, but you'll recognize it if you do watch it. It's easily viewed from the road. Another one of our favorite stops is up the North Shores at the Kilauea Point National Wildlife Refuge. It's open Wednesday through Saturday, and it does require advanced tickets, but it's a great spot for spotting seabirds, spinner dolphins, and in the winter, you can spot some humpback whales out there. As we wrap up, I want to give you a few more things to kind of maybe consider, put on your to-do list for something that's different. You can float down an old sugarcane irrigation canals on a mountain tubing adventure, which is just a blast. Water can be a little cold, but it's not too bad. You can adopt a shelter dog for the day. It's a pretty unique thing that the Kauai Humane Society does. It's called their Dog Day Out program, which is really cool. This is something that we haven't gotten an opportunity to do. Each time we go to Kauai, my girls, we have 3 girls, they always ask if we could do that, but we just haven't made it a point to do it. It is something that I really want to do, though. Also, there's plenty of farmers markets across the islands to explore. It's a great way to sample tropical local fruit and connect with local farmers and local artisans. A few tips as you're just visiting Kauai or any of the islands. Kauai is just beautiful scenery. It's a living, breathing culture. So I just encourage you to practice malama aina, caring for the land as visitors, stay on marked trails, never litter, pack in what you pack out, respect wildlife, all those, key phrases, all those buzzwords. But it's important. It's important to swim at lifeguarded beaches and to heed warning signs. And for like the North Shore surf, it can be treacherous in the winter. Just enjoy the surf from the safety of the shore. And please don't try to venture out. I'm only going to bring up this spot because it's so popular. But Queen's Bath is a spot it's not recommended to go to Queen's Bath. It is highly dangerous. And that is something, especially as I'm a member of the Hawaii Visitors Convention Bureau, that is something that we've been asked to always, when we talk about spots on Kauai and when Queen's Bath comes up, to always discourage that. Also, you want to plan ahead. Hawaii is quickly becoming a reservation type of destination. So reservations are now required for Ha'ena State Park, the Kalalau Trail. If you want to do helicopter tours, obviously boat tour, luau's, and most popular restaurants do take reservations. You want to pack smart for Kauai, a rain jacket or quick drying clothing, water shoes, bug repellent, reef safe sunscreen. I should also mention as I'm wrapping up that Kauai, I should have started with this, but Kauai is more of a slower pace island. It's really one of the slower pace islands, I think, in all of Hawaii. If you're expecting nightlife, there isn't a lot. The towns close down pretty early. So Kauai is great if you like getting up with the sun and starting your day early. Again, like I've gone into more details on podcasts before about like a Kauai travel guide. I'll link that below. But again, if you just want something that you can print out or put on your phone, I'll drop the link to that free Kauai travel guide below. And if you want help planning and put it all together, I do now offer one-on-one travel consultations. That'll be linked below as well. But thanks so much for listening, making it all the way through to the end. I can't wait for you to join me on the next episode of Hawaii's Best. So until then, as always, live with aloha. Mahalo for listening to Hawaii's Best. If you found today's episode helpful, make sure to hit follow on your podcast app so you don't miss future episodes. You can find all links and resources mentioned today in the show notes below. Hawaii's Best is produced by Shorebreak Media Group, edited by Easy Podcast Solutions, and with music by our friends Stick Figure.